Have you ever wondered why bulls get angry when they see red? This age-old belief has been etched into our collective consciousness, painting a vivid picture of a matador, cape in hand, inciting the fury of a bull with the mere wave of a red cloth. The scene is as iconic as it is dramatic. A bull charging with all its might towards the matador, seemingly enraged by the color red. This notion has been so firmly ingrained in us that it's almost an automatic response. Red equals anger for bulls. It's an idea that's been popularized in cartoons, movies, and even our everyday expressions. But like many things we accept without question, could there be a hidden layer to this? Could it be that the reality is more nuanced than the story we've been told? But is there more to this than meets the eye? Let's dive into the science behind it. Did you know that bulls, like many other mammals, are actually colorblind? It's a fascinating fact, isn't it? We humans, with our trichromatic vision, are so accustomed to seeing the world in a variety of colors that it can be hard to imagine what it's like for animals who perceive the world differently. Let's delve into the intriguing world of color perception in bulls. Unlike humans, bulls and many other mammals are dichromats. This means they have two types of color receptors, or cones, in their eyes, compared to the three that we humans have. This limits the range of colors they can perceive. So, what does this mean for our red flag-waving matador? Well, contrary to popular belief, the bull isn't enraged by the color of the flag. In fact, to a bull, red appears as a somewhat dull and unremarkable hue, much like a shade of gray might appear to us. But wait, you may be thinking, if bulls can't see red, why do matadors use a red cape? Ah, excellent question. The use of the red cape, or muleta, in bullfighting is more tradition than science. The color red was chosen not for its effect on the bull, but rather for its dramatic flair and symbolic associations with danger and courage. You see, it's not the color that gets the bull's attention, but the movement of the cape. The bull is reacting to the matador's actions, not the color of his cape. The bull charges because it perceives a threat, not because it sees red. The concept of bulls being enraged by the color red is a long-standing myth, one that we've debunked today with a little help from science. So, if it's not the color red that's making them charge, what's causing this behavior? Well, stay tuned as we explore the role of movement and provocation in the bull's reaction in our next segment. Turns out, it's not about the color, it's all about the movement. Now, this may sound rather surprising, but it's all backed by science. Bulls, like many other animals, don't perceive colors the way we humans do. Their world is not a vibrant spectrum of hues, but rather a more muted palette. This is due in part to the fact that bulls, and indeed most bovines, are dichromats. This means they have two types of color receptors in their eyes, unlike humans who have three. So, if it's not the fiery red that's driving these creatures to charge, what is it? Well, the answer lies in the motion. You see, bulls are highly sensitive to movements. And it's not just any movement, but sudden and swift ones that really get their adrenaline pumping. This is a survival instinct honed over thousands of years that helps them react swiftly to potential threats. As it turns out, what triggers a bull's aggressive behavior is not the color of the cape, but the waving of it. The matador's cape, called a muleta, is traditionally red, but it's not the color that incites the bull. It's the swift, sweeping movements that the matador makes, creating a spectacle of motion that the bull finds irresistible. This reaction is not unique to bulls, but is seen in many animals in the wild. Think about it. A sudden movement in the underbrush could signal a predator, triggering a fight or flight response. For a bull, a large, swiftly moving object like a waving cape triggers the same reaction. In a bullfight, the matador uses this to his advantage, controlling the bull's movements with his own. The spectacle is not a battle of color, but a dance of motion, a ballet of predator and prey, where the matador with his sweeping cape takes on the role of the predator. So it's not the red cape, but the waving of it that gets a bull all riled up. It's a fascinating insight into the mind of these magnificent creatures, and a reminder that, when it comes to understanding animal behavior, there's often more than meets the eye. But there's another factor at play here: provocation. Let's delve into the world of bullfighting, a spectacle that often involves a lot of drama, color, and movement. But before the bull even enters the ring, there's a whole series of events that take place. Events designed to provoke and agitate the bull. Bulls are not naturally aggressive creatures. In fact, they're quite the opposite. They're social animals that prefer to hang out in groups, grazing peacefully in the fields. So how do we get from this tranquil scene to the enraged bull charging at a matador in the ring? This transformation is achieved through calculated provocation. Before the bull enters the ring, it's kept in a toril, a small dark holding area. This unfamiliar environment creates stress and anxiety in the bull. It's then suddenly released into the bright, noisy arena, a stark contrast to the quiet darkness it was just in. This sudden change is disorienting and frightening, a deliberate attempt to provoke a reaction. But the provocation doesn't end there. The bull is further agitated by picadors, horse-mounted fighters who use long spears to prick the bull's neck and back. This not only irritates the bull but also weakens it, making it easier for the matador to control in the ring. The matador himself plays a role in this provocation. His job is to make the bull charge again and again, using his cape to attract the bull's attention. Each charge further exhausts and weakens the bull, while the bright flapping cape keeps it distracted and focused on the matador. So it's not the color red that angers the bull, it's the series of provocations and agitations that lead up to the charge. These are what make the bull aggressive, turning a peaceful creature into a spectacle of rage and fury in the bull ring. And there you have it. It's not the color, but the action and the provocation that stirs up the bull. So why has this myth of bulls hating red persisted for so long? Well, the answer lies in the cultural imagery and media representation that we've been exposed to over the years. Picture this: a matador standing tall and fearless in a bullfighting arena, a vibrant red cape fluttering in his hand. This image has been deeply ingrained in our minds, hasn't it? It's a scene that's been played out countless times in movies, television shows, and even cartoons. The matador's red cape, or muleta, has become a symbol of courage, danger, and passion. It's a powerful image, one that's been romanticized and reproduced in various forms of media for generations. And because of this widespread representation, many of us have come to associate the color red with the anger and aggression of the bull. But here's the twist. Science tells us a different story. Studies have shown that bulls, like other cattle, are colorblind. They can't distinguish between red and any other color. They react to the movement of the cape, not its color. So, the matador could be waving a blue, green, or even a pink cape, and the bull would react in the same way. This myth, like many others, has been perpetuated despite the scientific evidence to the contrary. And while it may seem harmless, it's a reminder of how easily misinformation can spread and become cemented in our collective consciousness. But why does this matter, you may ask? Well, understanding the real reasons behind a bull's charge allows us to appreciate these majestic creatures in a new light. It helps us recognize their natural behaviors and instincts, rather than attributing their actions to a simple color trigger. It's time we let go of this myth and understand the real reasons behind a bull's charge. This is just one of many myths out there that need debunking. So let's keep questioning, let's keep learning, and most importantly, let's keep seeking the truth. Because after all, knowledge is power. So the next time someone tells you bulls hate red, you know better. It's been a fascinating journey, hasn't it? We've busted the myth wide open, revealing that bulls, in fact, cannot distinguish the color red. They are dichromats, perceiving the world in shades of blue and yellow, not unlike our canine companions. But if it's not the red that gets a bull's blood boiling, what is it then? Movement. Yes, you heard it right. It's the motion of the matador's cape, and not its color, that gets the bull to charge. And then there's provocation. It's the human acts of aggression that trigger a bull's rampant behavior, not some fiery hue. The myth of the red rag to a bull is, after all, just a myth. Remember, it's always more interesting to know the science behind the myth. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring,